Alright, let's dive into this NRL weekend because, honestly, it's shaping up to be one of those rounds where every game feels like it's got something extra on the line. And I'm not just talking about ladder positions, I'm talking about milestones, weather conditions, and even some NRLW drama that's got everyone talking. So, let's start with something that immediately caught my eye, Tyson Frizell's 300th game. Now, this isn't just a number, it's a testament to consistency and adaptability in a sport that chews up and spits out players faster than you can say, scrum. Frizell's journey from the Sharks to the Dragons and now the Knights is fascinating. What many people don't realize is that he's been a utility player in the truest sense, slotting into different roles and teams without losing his impact. But here's the thing, he's coming off the bench for his milestone game. Personally, I think this says a lot about the modern NRL, even veterans aren't guaranteed a starting spot. It's a performance-driven league, and Frizell's adaptability is what's kept him relevant. This raises a deeper question. How many players today could handle such a shift in their role without it affecting their legacy? I'd argue not many. Now, let's talk about the Raiders vs Knights game, because the weather conditions are adding a whole new layer of intrigue. Jed Stewart's comment about backing their skill in the wet is interesting, but here's my take. Wet weather doesn't just change the game, it exposes who's truly in control. Kicking becomes less about flair and more about precision, and errors become less forgivable. What makes this really interesting is that both teams have made late changes at hooker. Tom Starling starting for the Raiders and Harrison Graham for the Knights could be a game-changer in these conditions. Hookers are the heartbeat of any team, especially in the wet, where ruck control is everything. If you take a step back and think about it, this game could come down to which hooker handles the pressure better. And let's not forget Diesel Huggan's potential NRL debut for the Knights. Talk about throwing a rookie into the deep end. In my opinion, this game isn't just about who wins, it's about who adapts. Switching gears to the NRLW, the Raiders' upset victory over the Broncos is massive. I mean, the Broncos losing 28-4? That's not just a loss, it's a statement. Charlotte Basham's 2 tries are impressive, but what really stands out to me is the absence of Ali Brigginshaw. Her 3-match ban for a dangerous tackle is a huge blow, and it shows how much one player can influence a team's fortunes. From my perspective, this result isn't just about the Raiders' win, it's about the shifting power dynamics in the NRLW. Teams like the Raiders are proving they are not just making up the numbers, they are contenders. And if the Broncos can't bounce back from this, it could be a long season for them. Finally, let's touch on Cameron Munster's 1-match ban. Look, dangerous tackles are always going to be a hot topic, but what this really suggests is that the NRL is taking player safety more seriously than ever. Munster's challenge on Taniela Paseka was ugly, and while it's never good to see a player injured, the swift action from the panel sends a clear message. Personally, I think this is a good thing. The game needs to evolve, and player welfare has to be at the forefront. But here's the broader perspective. As the game gets faster and more physical, how do we balance spectacle with safety? It's a question the NRL will have to keep answering. So, as we wrap up this weekend, I'm left with one thought: every game, every decision, every tackle, it all matters. Whether it's Frizell's 300th game, the Raiders' wet weather resilience, or the NRLW's rising competitiveness, there's a story unfolding here. And that's what makes this sport so compelling. What do you think? Let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear your take on this weekend's action.